I just want to say I am a woman. I don't care what they try to say. I'm pregnant. I will be having my baby in June. And good morning, because I just woke up. 1,000 likes, and I'll take a shower after not showering for 8 days. I may be homeless, but at least I still got an iPhone 16 Pro Max, 1 terabyte black titanium with the Apple Care warranty.
What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. My name is Channing, and today we're going to be unraveling the story of a TikToker known as Jasmine, and how they've created a whole entire TikTok empire with hundreds of thousands of followers, all based off of a few lies. So in this video, I compiled a timeline of events in terms of Jasmine's online presence, creating a story that exposes the inside operations of Jasmine's scamming behavior and utter laziness. But before we continue, let me give you guys some background information. You see, this story starts off in 2023 when Jasmine was just about to turn 18, and at this time Jasmine was living with their mother while refusing to work a normal minimum wage job to support themselves, which resulted in Jasmine trying to become a TikTok sensation to pay their bills while also being the household's biggest leech at the same time. Now, we're not really sure about the relationship dynamic when it comes to Jasmine and their mom, but as this story continues, it's easy to build conclusions as to why Jasmine would end up getting kicked out of the house later on. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and start from the very beginning of Jasmine's digital footprint back in February of 2023, where Jasmine explains that they are a woman.
First of all, I do not have a Peter. I do not have a wiener. I am a real woman from Philadelphia. I have a cooter, a cat, succulent, real thick. I don't have that.
Now, this video is interesting because it foreshadows the fibs that would ultimately turn into full-blown lies later down the road, because Jasmine would continue this act even a year later in February of 2024, saying they're pregnant with twins while being HIV positive.
I have some unfortunate news. They officially tested my pregnant uterus and my children, my 2 baby girl twins. They are officially HIV positive. It was official. They tested them inside of my womb. Both of their DNA said they have HIV. I can't.
Now, obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to pick up on the fact that Jasmine is completely lying about being pregnant for some odd reason. Also, it's important to mention that you can't get pregnant if you were born a biological male. And it may look obvious to you and I, but people on TikTok would believe these videos and slowly begin to show Jasmine's support, which didn't take long for Jasmine to realize that they could completely fool people on TikTok out of their money.
I need $10 for food. I don't have money for food. Can y'all please help me? I'm broke. I can't afford it. I'm gonna be live, so if y'all can help me, please join.
Now, after Jasmine decided to post videos basically flaunting the fact that they begged for money, trolls started to flood Jasmine's page. And after this happened, Jasmine would respond to various hate comments with a video claiming they have ADHD and autism as well.
Okay, so I have ADHD and autism, and for some reason people always mad, talk about, oh, I live off the government. First of all, that's not even true. So let me explain it. So you gotta think about it. The people who pay their taxes or paying for me. That's the difference. It's not even the government, boo. So when it's coming to it, baby, I'm living off you. So all you haters, it's you, not the government. So get your facts right. Period. And I look like Beyonce.
And like many of the other lolcows and creepazoids we've covered in the past, Jasmine would never give proper evidence that they are indeed diagnosed. And you guys will definitely see more examples of Jasmine making themselves a victim while trying to escape accountability with more and more lies as time goes on. And as Jasmine's account was growing on TikTok, it became more clear that getting a normal job was completely out of the picture.
Okay, so I want to tell my haters something. You're mad because I don't work and I beg for money on live. I just think that's very idiotic and dumb to hate on somebody for. I can't get a job. I have ADHD and autism. And if I work, they're cutting those benefits off, and I need those benefits to live. So when it comes to it, you haters who hate on me, who begs for money for stuff I actually need, I don't lie about it. I don't make up a whole story about why I need it. I tell the truth every single time. I need money for food. I need money for clothes. I need money to go out. I don't lie to y'all. There should be no reason for a real woman like me who's pregnant, who gives birth today on the 25th, to be dealing with this hatefulness from TikTok. It doesn't make sense. You don't have to hate on a pregnant, real Philly woman. I said what I said.
Now, hearing Jasmine admitting that they don't work because of this supposed autism and ADHD is one thing, but then filling in the sentence with the fact that they also do it for their disability checks is on a whole nother level, because Jasmine isn't only begging for money and receiving it from people who are too nice, but Jasmine is also taking advantage of government assistance, which seems to also be a niche theme recently on this channel. After watching the entirety of that video, it's clear as day why people are upset with Jasmine. Not only do they beg for money on TikTok, but they also blatantly hide behind fake disabilities in order to receive government assistance as well. And what's even worse is Jasmine doesn't even try to hide the fact that they are a lazy mooch, who acts as if the world revolves around them. But Jasmine would end up making a part 2 in terms of the video we just watched, furthering the argument with Jasmine's haters.
Hey, little message to my haters, part 2. So apparently they always tell me to get a job, but the problem is I make way more than a minimum wage worker does in a month by just begging on live, and also my other sources of income. And also I do get disability checks in the first of the month because my SSI. So at the end of the day, people, y'all are really mad, and I am going to move out soon into a motel. And yes, I am doing the Tofia route for now, but then I'm going to get out of that route. And then I'm going to have my own little place, and y'all going to get still mad at me, and y'all are still going to tell me to get a job. Make it make sense. Like, oh my God.
Now, one of the biggest life lessons I learned while being a teenager is that work is not always fun, but having a job is way more important than having no income and especially no experience, which is the route that Jasmine is taking. No job and no experience. And you can only beg for money for so long until you've burned every bridge possible, drying up the tip jar. It's just hard watching Jasmine, someone who has their whole entire future ahead of them, choosing to be a leech to society instead of contributing like the rest of us. Like, it's one thing to be making money as an entertaining content creator, but it's a different story when your whole entire online presence is just e-begging and telling lies. Especially when people are dumb enough to fall for Jasmine's tricks, resulting in Jasmine making a decent income, basically scamming people out of their hard-earned money. Now, in the next video, we see Jasmine continuing this fake story of having autism, while also claiming they recently quote-unquote came out as autistic, however that works.
To all my autistic people, I really do feel bad for y'all. As somebody who just came out to people as being autistic, it's really like just crazy how people try to mistreat us. They try to make fun of us. They try to come for us or anything. I just want to say you are loved, and you will be treated fair. And at the end of the day, they're really mad because at the end of the day, if you do get SSI, they're the ones paying for it. So if I were you, I would just say you're mad because you're paying for my check. But at the end of the day, if you don't get SSI, they still come for you. All you have to do is just say, you're paying for my autistic sister's checks. Period. But at the end of the day, don't let nobody try to come for you for being autistic or disabled, etc. You are who you are. And at the end of the day, people are cruel, and they're going to keep coming for you. You're beautiful. You're kind. Your heart. You got a good spirit. Period.
After watching that video, I'm sure you and I share the same disgust. It's just crazy watching Jasmine tiptoe around a serious cognitive disability like autism as a means for them to rake in government checks while admitting the taxpayer is paying their bills. And it's not like Jasmine was paying for an apartment or a place to stay. Instead, a lot of this money was spent on $400 Versace glasses, for example, which happened on more than one occasion. But Jasmine's worst spending decision had to be the various DoorDash orders over the years by far, because after scrubbing Jasmine's account, this seemed like the bare necessity in Jasmine's life because they were DoorDashing meals basically every single day, and sometimes even multiple times a day, creating hefty dents in Jasmine's bank account. But it seemed like Jasmine had it all figured out because they were raking in money at an alarming rate, even monetizing a moderator position for their TikTok live stream, as you can see here.
So you want to be one of my TikTok moderators? These are the requirements. The first requirement, you have to send 5 galaxies in a row to me to become mod. That's literally it. If you actually do that, you get mod. You could send an even more expensive gift. It doesn't matter, like a motorcycle, a car, or something. But yeah, if you want mod, I'm just asking for 5 galaxies and you get mod.
And if you thought that video was ridiculous, wait until you hear Jasmine explaining how they are now homeless, even though at this time Jasmine was living with their mom.
I'm staying with my mother, but if she just wants to, and it could happen, we're not that close, I can get kicked the fuck out and I would have to leave. So I can get kicked out any second. I am homeless, couch surfing, whatever you want to call it. But yes, I'm homeless. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. It's homeless, boo.
Now, at this point, Jasmine is completely falling off the rails. Claiming to be homeless while sitting in the comfortability of your own bed is complete buffoonery. That's like me telling someone, yeah, I have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I know it says 10,000, but YouTube forgot a 0. Like, what? Just seeing Jasmine feel entitled to these different labels, like being homeless and having autism, is hard to watch. And I can't imagine how offensive it must be to a real deal homeless person or even someone with autism to come across one of Jasmine's videos, using real deal problems to load their own pockets. Now, eventually the hate on Jasmine's page started to slowly get to them, resulting in Jasmine posting a 10-minute long TikTok explaining how this Jasmine alias is a joke, or in better words, a character, and how Jasmine's real name is David, as you can see here.
So as some of y'all know, I play a character named Jasmine. That's right, this is satire. And I guess like I'm such good at like trolling, playing my character, being an actor, that a lot of y'all believe this is real.
Now, it's one thing to completely fool the internet with a character, as long as you're the butt of the joke or if you're not hurting anybody else. A great example of this is Nikocado Avocado, when he completely fooled the internet, exposing that the rage-induced mukbang persona that he created was all a facade, in order to explain how he's one step ahead through his weight loss journey. Now, the difference with Nikocado and Jasmine is the fact that Nikocado's tomfoolery wasn't at the expense of his viewers. Instead, Nick put on a lengthy and some may even say legendary show over the years, entertaining his audience, just to use him as an example, while on the other hand, Jasmine resorts to scamming viewers out of money through fake stories and lies, even saying that having zero hygiene is part of the Jasmine bit, as you can see here.
I have to play the part, right? So me showering every day wouldn't make sense for this character. For her to smell good, for her to, you know, have good hygiene, it wouldn't make sense. So that's why I don't shower, but only for this character. But if I were to ever go outside or I had an actual reason to shower, then I would. But if I was like not doing Jasmine, I would shower every single day.
Now, as we move forward in the Jasmine timeline on May 1st of 2024, Jasmine's page began to explode, which left a lot of newcomers doing their own research on Jasmine, leaving viewers finding old videos of Jasmine doing very suggestive things on live stream. Now, I won't go into too much detail other than showing you guys the comments on this video, where people described the videos that were being leaked leaked, saying, "I remember he used to play in his butt, like put toilet paper in his behind for views and sniff it on Instagram Live," which is highly concerning behavior, especially knowing that Jasmine would have been a minor back when these live streams took place. It's just crazy knowing how wigged out Jasmine's psyche must be to be posting stuff like that publicly online. And Jasmine would clap back at these allegations by saying the viewers were spreading CP, which is technically true, but it's crazy to know that this is the only defense that Jasmine could stand on when it came to this serious topic, basically making it seem that doing these suggestive things on live wasn't as bad in comparison to the people finding these videos and spreading them around. But if we look at the root of the tree, none of this would have happened if Jasmine just decided to not post weird videos like this online.
I haven't did those lives in months. And also, the kids that were apparently watching, why would they be on Instagram anyway? They don't even allow kids on Instagram. And third of all, that doesn't excuse you being a P word, that doesn't excuse it. You're spreading CP. It don't matter if you of age, a minor, it's still illegal to spread. And I'm finding who you are and taking you to court. Simple.
Now, after that whole controversy, things began to calm down over the next few months. Jasmine would then leave to LA to go to Vegas, where Jasmine's grandma and cousins lived. And during this time, Jasmine would also use Grindr as a means of finding different hookups while they were in Vegas as well, which led to the Grindr guy arc, as you can see here.
I just listened to the Grindr guy. This is the 10th one this month. And I am stranded. I don't know where the hell I'm at. Can you help me?
Now, if you thought Jasmine's only allegations were for those leaked videos we talked about a little bit ago, you'd be wrong, because not too long after that happened, on November 11th, 2024, Jasmine would post a video responding to some more recent SA allegations. And before we watch these next videos, it's important to mention that Jasmine admitted to these allegations in a deleted video. But according to Jasmine, admitting to the allegations was a joke.
And I know I said so on a video. I know that. I don't care. I was joking. I have autism. Like, I don't have a filter. All my content, literally. Okay, so this is Damien's cousin. They're trying to say, you know, this is him. They have not even shown the guy, which is kind of funny. So it's me showing it is even funnier. They're trying to say, and by the look of this man, I'm sorry, look at me and look at him. Do you really think I did?
Now, obviously, SA is nothing to joke about, but to Jasmine, it is. It's just crazy how Jasmine literally shows a picture of the victim, which for you guys is blurred to protect his identity. But even hearing Jasmine compare themselves to the victim in an effort to shift the blame is so out of pocket. And whether or not this SA incident truly happened is unknown, but it's safe to say that it wouldn't surprise me, especially after knowing the types of videos Jasmine was posting just a few years prior. So who really knows what goes on between Jasmine and their love life behind closed doors? And to be honest, I really don't want to know. Now, at this point in Jasmine's story, it's safe to say that Jasmine is pretty much the embodiment of the saying, do it for the gram. Or in other words, Jasmine would pretty much do anything as long as it gets views. From recording a TikTok of them ordering Subway without a shirt on, to even posting a video saying trans women are the closest thing to God, just to piss off Christians, as you can see here.
Jesus was trans. He reincarnated as Laverne Cox.
God is trans. And all transgender women are the closest thing that we have at this moment to God. So converting to Islam is going to help us recognize that on our inner selves. And we're going to do a lot of reflecting after converting to Islam. But all walking trans women on this earth are the closest thing that we have to God. And all walking trans women on this earth resemble Jesus as he was.
Now, at this time, Jasmine had a small group of friends that they would stay with, mostly consisting of two people named Mark and Diamond, who looked past a lot of Jasmine's red flags. Now, as the new year rolled around for 2025, Jasmine would state that they are now homeless for real this time. And the reason why this happened is because Jasmine decided to dispute a rent charge on PayPal from their landlord, resulting in Jasmine getting evicted, as you can see here.
So I am officially evicted from my current place I was residing in. So basically what I did was I disputed a payment on PayPal I made to my landlord like about 2 months ago, and they finally found out about it, so they kicked me out with the boot. I have to go.
Now, from this point on in the timeline of Jasmine's story, it's safe to say that things become a bit foggy, because from January 2025 up to when this video is being made in early May, Jasmine has been in and out of different living situations. So in these next half a dozen videos, you'll get a very good understanding of what Jasmine's life has come to in terms of homelessness over the course of 2 days, followed by a little cherry on the top when Jasmine and Ash Trevino, of all people, meet.
Hi, I got kicked out, like evicted, so now I have nowhere to go at the moment.
Let me give you your paper.
Okay.
So you can passport.
Okay, thank you. I just got the paperwork of where I need to go, and they said they couldn't help me at this place right now. I'm at a shelter, so I'm about to see where I'm about to go at this point. Y'all, I just woke up. I was sleeping on this bench. It was very uncomfortable. My legs hurt. My phone's at 17%. I couldn't afford a charger. It's a restaurant. They close at 12. So I have a feeling that all I gotta do is just ask y'all for the coins, and then we can go to Walmart or a store nearby and go get a blanket and pillow. Then boom, baby, I could do a 24-hour challenge until they open the store again. So I pulled up. I took an Uber to Diamonds because Jenny was the only one there. I thought she would let me in. Diamond called security. I tried to enter the building. The cops came. They escorted me the fuck out, and now they said that if I enter or try to enter again, their charges will be pressed on me. Update, I'm in a hotel's bathroom. They're not having enough for the room, and also they require an ID, and I don't have my ID.
Ash, oh my god! I'm in Fort Lauderdale.
I didn't even know you were here.
I didn't tell nobody.
Huh? Oh my
How
God.
are you, babe?
I love you.
Now, after watching all of those videos, it's pretty clear that Jasmine had a crazy 48 hours from February 2nd to February 4th. Jasmine is the type of person who terrorizes friendships out of greed and burns bridges when it's convenient for them to do so, resulting in any real relationship that's created being quickly seized by Jasmine's inability to show gratitude. In other words, Jasmine is perfectly fine with being a mooch, completely living off of someone else's hard work, and with this stubborn attitude comes consequences, which is what is currently being displayed as we unpack this story. Now, during that same month in February of 2025, Jasmine would also somehow find themselves in a room with Jack Dingleberry, of all people. Now, this is like adding gas to a fire. You see, what Jasmine is getting from this experience is a boosted ego, because all of a sudden another hated influencer is endorsing Jasmine. And some people may think, oh well, Jack's just being a nice guy helping out Jasmine, but I disagree. You see, what Jack is doing seems nice on the outside, but it only enables Jasmine. So if we go back to the gas on fire analogy, Jack is the gas and Jasmine is the fire, and my point is only proven in one of Jasmine's latest videos, where they claim to be a privileged homeless person, as you can see here.
I love being a privileged homeless person. Thank you, Auntie, for paying for me.
Okay?
You're good.
Yeah.
You guys get anything? We're alright.
Oh, we're good.
We good.
Thank you. Now, after watching this collection of videos I've put together on Jasmine, there's just one thing I need to say. They must be stopped. Someone gotta go take their phone or something.
My iPhones got stolen, and I finally got an Android.
Okay, I didn't mean literally. Anywho, all jokes aside, I really think Jasmine is an individual who could have a ton of potential. I mean, they've got hundreds of thousands of followers on social media, but Jasmine's story is a great example on how the wrong choices can puncture a career, making one's future bleed out until there's no sign of hope left. From terrible allegations to probably being one of the most stubborn people I've covered so far, this has truly been a journey. And if you're still watching up to this point, I really appreciate you. As of right now, Jasmine is still posting, trying to suck whatever dollar amount they can to sustain their questionable lifestyle. And I don't really see that changing in the foreseeable future. But that's about all I have for you guys in terms of Jasmine's story. Please let me know what you think about Jasmine in the comments below, or if I forgot something in this video that you would like other people to know. And don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed, and a dislike if you didn't. As always, thanks for making me a part of your day, and God bless.